Hi, I'm Robbie Susan Chandler from RobbieSusanCardsandCrafts.com. I live in Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please visit my website at www.RobbieSusanCardsandCrafts.com. I'm here today to share a project with you, so let's get crafting. Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful easel card. Well, it looks like this when you fold it up to put it in the envelope, but it opens up to make this easel card. It stands like this. Of course, the angle's kind of weird with the camera, but there's the easel. I used the Nested Friends dies and the Eden Garden or Eden dies. And on a side note, the Eden bundle is free with a $100 purchase to the end of the month of February under celebration. So that's a nice happy accident that happened after I made this card. So let's take a look at the supplies we're using for this card. Your card base is, I use the thick basic white. It's 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5 1/2, which is half, and then 2 3/4, which is half of half, so 1/4. So this is your base. You'll also need another thick white piece, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and that will be to mount the face of your easel. Also, you'll need another basic white piece this size to cut the wreath from the Eden Garden dies or Eden dies. And that would be this piece. Another paper I used is this beautiful shimmery, my light's reflecting on here, but it comes in even evergreen, balmy blue, and white, and it's called Texture Shimmer Paper. It's beautiful paper. It's got a texture going down the middle of it. But what I did, I decided to take this piece, and it's 4 5 1/4 inches, and I embossed it with the Into the Clouds embossing folder. And this happens to be a freebie with a $50 order on the celebration right now. But after you emboss it, you get this beautiful design in it. Okay, so let's get started on this. So, first thing you need to do is adhere your wreath to your balmy blue texture shimmer paper, which I already have done. Ta-da! And then this piece is going to be adhered to your, that piece will be adhered to your thick white 5 1/2, 4 1/4 piece. And I like to use the thick white because it's going to stand up like an easel. So it needs that stability to stand up well. The basic white's good too, but this just gives you a sturdier base. Alright, so here we have this section. Let's let that dry for a minute. And while that's drying, let's take a look at the bird nest. So the bird nests are cut from Nested Friends, and it's a 2-piece. I used soft suede and early espresso for the 2 pieces, and they just adhere on top of each other. Now, it appears that possibly you're supposed to match up these two little, there's a little hole there and a little hole there, and they're supposed to match up like that, but my customers decided this week that that looked a little offset too much, so we decided just to slide it over and just adhere them in the center like that. And that same set of dies also cuts these little eggs. So I put the eggs on with dimensionals to give them a little dimension there. We'll also need some leaves. And this bow punch comes in really handy for leaves. And I punched 3 out of the shaded spruce texture paper that the blue piece came from. And let's see, I think I'll wait and put my nest down first. So let's put the nest. The reason I want to put my nest first and not my leaves, because then I can figure out exactly where the leaves need to go. So here we go, here's our nest. So I put 2 leaves here. So I'm thinking one will go perfect right there. But you know, a nest sits amongst the leaves in a tree. So there's one. And I like to just put a little glue on the tip of my stems, and that way my leaves still kind of stand up and look natural. Okay, so there's that part. Now let's do some stamping here. We're going to use this leaf in a minute, but I'll put it up here. All right, so we need to stamp 3 things. We need to stamp the flowers at the top, the bird, and the sentiment. Now, I just finished a class with this, so I have all this set up on my Stamparatus. I like to use my Stamparatus in my classes, especially when we'll be doing it over and over and over. And those flowers are a two-step stamp. So let's start with the bird. I decided to do my bird with Pacific Point. And I like to stamp all one side all at the same time. So the outline of the flowers and my sentiment, I stamped in Melon Mambo. So let's give those a good ink up. And press. Like I said, when I'm doing a class, this saves so much time for my customers. You know, I really want my bird a little bit darker, so let's put a little more ink. And this is the beauty of the Stamparatus. We can do it over. Much better. Okay, so we're through with Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday. We can take that out right now. And we are through with the bird, so we can take him out right now. But we're not through with the flowers. So I flip my plate, and I have the other side of my flowers set up on this side, and I use the polished pink for what I call the fill-in of the flower. So we used Melon Mambo for the outline, and now we're going to stamp the inside with polished pink, so we'll have a little contrast in color. There we go. If you line those up ahead of time in your class, then all of your customers will be very happy because theirs will come out just right. Close these ink pads up. Okay, so now we have our flower stamped. Let me get this out of the way. I will clean it up later. This stamp set called Petal Park comes with the Petal Park Punch Builder. Petal Park Builder. So you just slide this in. And of course, you know, it'll take a second to line these up on camera. So that looks pretty good. And these do line up nicely. There we go. Okay. So we have our 3 flowers. And I decided to put the opal rounds in the middle of mine, so they look like that. And I also put a little Wink of Stella on them to give them that shine. So let's go back to this piece. And we want to put our flowers up here in the corner. Just one. And my dimensionals on the back of my flowers should hold my leaf in place, so I really don't have to worry too much about putting any adhesive on that leaf. But if you want to, go ahead and just put a little bit under the tip just to make sure it holds in place. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, now our bird. The bird, I took my Mommy Blue blend, colored around the edge, and the middle I colored with the light So Saffron. So we're going to put him down here on the nest, watching over the eggs. Okay, so here's our front piece. And to put it on your card base, I have several people make some mistakes with this week, so let's talk about where this glues. Let me get this. Should have brought my bone folder over here. Fingernails work well sometimes. Alright, so when you're making an easel, this piece has to adhere to the bottom part of the front fold. That piece there. I had some people that decided to put it there, and no, that doesn't work. So, your adhesive goes on this bottom section. And just fold it down like it's a regular card front. And you can line up your edges. Just like that. Give it a good press. While that's drying, let's work on what I call the stopper. Now the stopper was cut from Sentimental Park dies. And this is the bigger piece. And then this is the fill-in piece or the part you stamp your cinnamon on. Although you could stamp your cinnamon on this part. But I chose to do it on this part. Okay. And we stamped that wall. Here it is. Alright, I want to show you a little secret with this die cut right here. It's pretty cool. You can slip one end of this piece in the slot, and then you slip this end and the other end, and it fits perfectly. Isn't that beautiful? I think that is the coolest thing. So now let's put that piece on our card base. Now this will go on the inside, and you can decide where you want to put it, but the farther back you put it, the taller up your card's going to stand. So let's just find us a good spot. About right there. That looks good. Take a last look. Let me turn it this way. I love that shimmer paper. So I hope you like this card, and I have a link below so you can download a free tutorial so you can make this card for yourself. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. And thank you for watching.